it's Nicole. Today is Wednesday, June 7th, so that means it's time for another Top 5 Wednesday. I am actually very excited for today's topic. It is book recommendations that represent your Hogwarts house. Now, I have said this on my channel before, but for those of you who don't know, I am a Slytherin, and the more well-known characteristics of the Slytherin house, of course, are that they're cunning and that they're ambitious and that they will do anything, sometimes even delve into that gray area to achieve their means. Slytherins also have a very small inner circle whom they trust. They don't give that away easily. They are fiercely loyal to those they trust. Even though it is a small few, they will do anything to protect the people that they have given their friendship to and their loyalty to. It's that sort of gray area that I was talking about earlier, between right and wrong, that kind of gives Slytherins a bad name. We know that a very specific Dark Lord came from the Slytherin house, so that has kind of given the Slytherin house a bad name. So those are some of the finer traits of a Slytherin. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and get started. Like always, I'm going to start at number 5 and work my way down. The first one on my list is A Darker Shade of Magic by V.E. Schwab. I have recently learned that V.E. Schwab actually is a Slytherin herself, so it's no wonder why she gravitates her characters towards those traits as well. If you haven't read A Darker Shade of Magic, it is a book about multiple Londons. There's Grey London, Black London, Red London, and White London. And about Kel, who is a traveler among these Londons. He's a very rare person who's able to travel in between these different realms or universes, as you would call them. So he is one of the trusted people of the King and Queen of Red London to carry correspondence to the other royalties of the other Londons. He also is a smuggler. He smuggles just artifacts, knickknacks, things from the different Londons that appeal to him. And reading the book, it's something that really drives him. I mean, it's described as something that he really can't control, like an itch. He has to do it. We also have Delilah Bard, who is living on the streets in Grey London, and she is a pickpocket and she, steals for a living. She's trying to collect some money so she can actually purchase a way out of Grey London. She wants to be a pirate. She wants to buy a ship and just travel Grey London. She has no idea the other Londons even exist. She soon finds out. Obviously, Delilah is very cunning in her ability to steal and maneuver on her own in Grey London. These two characters are amazing. I love them so much, and I believe that they represent some Slytherin traits. Number 4 on my list is The Raven by Edgar Allan Poe. Edgar Allan Poe is known for writing darker themes. I thought of this just because of that gray area I was talking about earlier. In The Raven, if you've never read it, you meet this man who is sitting in his bedroom or his study, and he hears a knock on the door. And he's very tired, and he's going over some books, and he thinks he is imagining it. When you read through the poem, you learn more and more that he lost someone that he loved. There's a line in the poem that he is going over many a quaint and curious volumes of forgotten lore. It's probably the second line in the poem. And when you continue in reading on, then you find out that he has lost someone, and these books of forgotten lore, he's actually trying to find a way to bring his love back to life. That's kind of going into that Slytherins will do anything, and I really mean anything, for the people that they love. And so this is delving in the darker side of Slytherin traits. I guess The Raven can also be considered a cautionary tale for Slytherins as well, because things don't work out very well for this character. Number 3 on my list is The Picture of Dorian Gray by Oscar Wilde. It is about a man, Dorian Gray, who gets his portrait done, and he finds out that through some magic that anything that happens to him actually happens to his portrait. He doesn't age, he doesn't get sick, the portrait does. So that obviously goes to his head, and he starts thinking of himself invincible. And of course, he doesn't want this secret to be let out. He wants to protect what he has and what he's gained. Again, this is showing the darker side of Slytherin trait. Again, another cautionary tale of what happens when you get too much power and the darkness that you can delve into when you're trying to protect yourself and when you're trying to protect something that you have gained. Number 2 on my list is Ink and Bone by Rachel Kane. I can't find my copy of this book, which is very annoying because I know I have it. This book is set in a kind of a dystopian future where owning books has become illegal. There is something called the Great Library, and they have all the books in their system. And what they do is there is some form of technology. You have this tablet, and basically all the information from those books are scanned in and put in to this tablet. So you have access to the knowledge. You just don't have access to the actual books, and you're not allowed to. There are some characters in this book that you'll find that have books, and they kind of have a library that's illegal, and it's become kind of like prohibition, but instead of alcohol, it's books. You follow these characters who are teenagers, but they have gone on to go through these challenges and kind of prove themselves to work for the Great Library. They're constantly tested and just to see and put through all these adventures to see if they would work for the Great Library. And all this time they're doing that, they're competing with each other because they want to prove that they're the best, and they want to get the best contract with the library, which is what you're going to be getting at the end of the schooling, I guess is what you could call it. They're basically competing with each other. A lot of these characters show great ambition. They see something they want a future in the library, and they will do anything to get it, to show that they're smart enough, to show that they can do whatever it takes. And number 1 on my list is A Game of Thrones by George R.R. Martin. I'm sure all of you know enough about Game of Thrones to know exactly why I'm recommending this book for the Slytherin house. A lot of characters in this book want something. They want to be king. They want to be queen. They want to sit on the Iron Throne. They want to rule the 7 kingdoms. And they will literally do whatever it takes. Whatever it takes to get what they want. Cersei Lannister is one of them. She wants to remain in power. And by the 5th book, she has killed a lot of people to stay in power. Daenerys Stormborn, she wants her birthright. That is something that was taken from her. And again, she will do whatever it takes to take back the throne. 2 very different characters, both revealing very ambitious, very cunning traits. So that's it. That is my list of the top 5 books that represent my Hogwarts house, Slytherin. Let me know in the comments what you think. Would you recommend any other books for the Slytherin house? Do you disagree with any of my recommendations? And let me know what your house is and what books you recommend for your personal house. Don't forget to like my video if you did, and subscribe to my channel, and you can follow me on Goodreads, Instagram, Twitter, and Tumblr. I'll see you next time, avid readers.